239 live on the road again, Tim, here at Lely's Players Club, supporting our guy John Huffman. Speak real talk, and to the left, and we got to keep our voice a little bit down because if Tim can pan in, we have speakers going on at this great event, a lot of great speakers. And the gentleman that kicked it off is sitting to the left of me. What a huge honor. I mean, when you talk about podcasts, you are the creme de la creme, not only for Southwest Florida, but now on a national scale. Mr. Sean French, welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you, man. Pleasure. It's nice to meet you in person.
Likewise, I feel like we know each other because I
Sure.
see you everywhere and I follow you. So to be able to sit down and actually interview you, what a huge honor.
It's an honor for me too, man. I appreciate you.
No, thank you for making time for us, and briefly kind of talk about what this event means to you. And I know you've been involved with John for a while, and I heard you tell a great story. If you kind of want to give a synopsis.
Oh man, we're here at the Speak Life event at Lely's Players Club, right down here in Naples, and John means a lot to me, and to a lot of us in this room, or else we wouldn't be here, right?
And the community,
absolutely. And he's such a good dude, has a great purpose, and he leads with his heart, with God in mind, and really trying to help people just be their best selves. They're walking their faith, and also, prosper in their business. And
Sure.
I think that's super important, right? Because at the end of it, if we're not prosperous and, we're not being successful financially, it's going to make a lot of things in life harder. But, which story are you talking? I told a couple different stories.
You know which story kind of stuck in my mind was how you were talking about you're doing your podcast and you have a couple people reaching out for offers, but little do they know you're kind of struggling to keep the lights on. But
oh man,
you persevered and stuck with it, and now
you're
really
there was a time in December of 2024, like very recently, obviously. We were struggling financially, but everything on the outside looks very pretty, right? Because that's the lie that social media tells.
1,000%.
It doesn't tell the full background. Like, the show looks pretty and we're being successful, but is it a real business or is it still a hobby?
Yeah.
And since December, there was a time right there that was looking to go back to corporate America and record on the weekends because I needed to, bring some money in. Like, we were starting to dry up, and nothing's worse as you're married. You don't want to see your wife white knuckle it every single day, and it's stressful. It causes more fights, and you're not having as much fun, right? So, but it's really strange because right about that time, I took a deep breath and I didn't get the job. I didn't because I interviewed. I was going to go back to Paychex and be a leader again.
Okay.
And they turned me down. They said, "You're the best leader, but we need somebody that has experience in the employee benefit space. So we're going to hire that person, but we'll come back around to you in March." I still haven't heard from them, by the way. And that's okay. It's a blessing, right? There's a reason for everything. But my point is, I was forced to say, okay, this isn't meant to be. This is not my path. I have to figure a way forward.
Right.
And I interviewed a gentleman named Brad Miller, and it went great for his friends back home. And him and his wife, Marina, they approached me about becoming partners, and we did that, right? And now, there's funding in the show. We have publicity now, and we pay for a lot of different things that help our business grow.
Sure.
But we've done so well since then, and I believe we're just really getting started.
I think so. And, I don't think people see, and don't expect them to see the grind and all the tears, sweat, that you have to put in podcasts because they just see the glamorous side. Me and Tim joke about our live, people asking what time we get in. They think we just roll in at 8 a.m. and hit the button. But there's a lot of preparation, a lot of hard work. And, I saw the success rate for actual podcasts. It's very low. I've seen anywhere from 3 to 8% of podcasts that start that actually make it. And usually the average shelf life for episodes is 4 or 5 episodes.
People give up quick because they realize the nuances, like you said, like the back end, the show notes, the titles, everything. That's all a problem. And production is a problem for someone that's new doing things on iMovie. I did it on iMovie for years, right? And then I would hire companies and have to fire them because I didn't have any revenue. They don't see that. Nobody sees that.
No, they just think you turn on video and talking to a mic and.
Yeah, I'm going to launch a podcast, Sean. Help me out. I want to be, a top ranked show. Just tell me how to do it. I'm like, that's not how it works, right? There's a lot. I mean, there was times where sitting in front of computer screens at home in my den before recording a show in tears. In this anxiety level of mine was just so high. And heck, dude, in fact, in November, I couldn't get off the couch unless it was for a show. I was severely depressed.
Yeah. And how many episodes in are you in now?
210.
210 episodes.
Yeah,
That's absolutely amazing.
210.
3 favorite episodes or guests that come to mind. I know it's a hard one. I get asked that a
man.
lot, but it's hard to, kind of pinpoint, of course.
All right, let me do my best. And for those that are watching that
and shout out to Patrick Dearborn, because he's definitely one of my favorites, and I see he's
what a good guy, dude.
Love Patrick Dearborn.
He's a good dude.
It's Friday, Tim, but we're on the road, so I can talk Patrick Dearborn. Patrick Dearborn, I am bringing you back a large shirt.
I need one. I love that shirt.
That shirt is nice.
That's a nice shirt. Yeah, for sure. I'll wear it.
Have you had Patrick Dearborn on your podcast?
No, I haven't had him yet. We've been talking about it,
He can't wait to get on your podcast.
He's holding my feet to the fire on the live, isn't he?
He's only been on Patrick Dearborn's only been on about 226 podcasts in Southwest Florida, and he hasn't been on yours.
He hasn't been on
There's something wrong with that.
I know. I got so many gatekeepers. We'll be in touch, Patrick. Don't you worry, buddy.
Yeah,
we'll chat.
But
I promise. 3 favorite.
3 is kind of comes to mind. I know it's hard to pick.
So obviously, like, there's different levels of favoritism, right? But I'm gonna go from actual content perspective. Marlon Jackson, he played with the Colts. He was the one that
University of Michigan, first round pick, 31st overall.
Bang. Yeah,
like that, Tim.
My guy.
Next question.
My guy. My guy.
6 foot, 190-pound corner.
Such a stud. Mina Savari. She was everybody's teen crush in the 90s, man. I got the opportunity to interview her. And then I would have to go, you got the Jay Lenos and you got the Jamie Kennedys, and they're just all so much fun.
That's called a name drop, Tim.
Yeah,
Jay Leno, Jamie Kennedy.
Wait. Hey, you asked the question.
We have Patrick Dearborn, Joe Pavich.
I had Joe Pavich. I love Joe Pavich.
Love Joe Pavich. No, that's our guy. We love Joe.
He's a nut job, isn't he?
I got a chance to do his podcast, and it really went completely different route than I was kind of expecting to take it. But he said, when you come on the podcast, I want to get to know Patrick Gyra, who's really Patrick Gyra. So I got to really tell my story. And I told Joe this when I ran into him a couple weeks ago. Through that, it's opened up doors for me as a drugs and alcohol addiction counselor and speaking at schools. Yeah, through that podcast, pretty much.
Yeah.
So God is absolutely good.
When we tell our true story, people listen.
I know, and you don't know which way it's going to go. I told Joe it's a little dark. Are you ready for this? He said, "Yeah, no, I want to hear it." And I was just blown away by the reaction. Of people relating, and then, like I said, speaking opportunities. So
that must have been a big relief off of your shoulders too, to talk about that in public.
It was. It definitely was. And I told Joe, credit to you, because you just made me feel so comfortable in that room, in that setting. It was just me and him talking. So it came out naturally, and
it was supposed to happen there, man. Yeah. By design.
Absolutely.
God's showing off again, bro.
Always,
man. Always.
And what do you got going on, Sean? I know you're a busy man, traveling.
Yeah.
I see you.
Oh man, we have a potential trip to LA the first week of September. Doubling back on the way home in Arizona. There's just a lot of things going on. Potentially Nashville. I know I need to be in Atlanta with Eric Thomas and Brandon Burns and all those guys at the end of September. So, I mean, gosh, it pops up.
You're a busy guy.
It pops up. Like, I have nothing on right now. And then, like, literally my publicist can say, like, hey, I got this interview. Do you want to do it in person or virtually? And most of the time, depending on who it is, I'm always going to choose to travel.
Of course.
Yeah.
Virtual's just not the same.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Who are some talk show hosts or podcasters that you kind of looked up to and follow?
Yeah, so I think at the beginning, my massive inspiration was Andy Frisella when he had the MFCEO project. I just loved how he broke down, the basics of business and the fundamentals and the struggle, really, the adversity that he and his partner went through and the come up, right, from painting lines in a parking lot to pay for the rent in the building, right, to sleeping in a mattress, rotating turns in the actual, supplement store just so they can keep the lights on.
Sure.
And having like $60 worth of sales and thinking it was great. So I admire him. But then, Joe Rogan's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, God almighty, man. I absolutely love Joe Rogan. I love how free he is. I love how he's himself unapologetically.
Absolutely.
It doesn't hurt that he had, 25, 30 years of celebrityism beforehand. But, for that, though, he's He does what he wants. He does it with respect, I think, and he does sit more in the middle and listen to everybody, and he's very neutral, and that's what I really dig about him.
Absolutely.
He's not polarizing.
No, he lets the guests kind of speak, and then he'll give his opinion. And I mean, you want to talk about having influence on a presidential election.
Oh my gosh!
If there's one person that had influence on that election, it was Joe Rogan or President Trump going on the Joe Rogan show.
And Kamala went on Shannon Sharp's.
Club Shay Shay. Shout out to
Club Shay Shay. I mean, how's that doing? I don't know, man.
He better hope it's doing good because he lost his ESPN gig.
That was a massive deal, man. Yeah. You hate to see it, no matter what. We don't know what the truth is.
You don't know what the truth is. It usually plays out, comes out. What do you think of Shannon Sharp as a podcaster and TV? Because I kind of don't get the hype.
He's not my style, but I mean, how many Super Bowls did the guy win?
But that doesn't translate. I mean, if that's the case, then.
But to the public, it does, right? It does because that's that instant notoriety and credibility for people to listen right away. What do I like about?
Because there's a lot of other athletes who I consider much better.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. I'm not a big fan of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that it's bad or anything. It's just not my style.
Yeah, he definitely gets some great guests, but
sure.
Like you said, I think there's like Stephen A. I think does a good job with his podcast.
Stephen A. is good.
Yeah,
man. He's he can polarize you. He can get in your face, and I think that's what people like to see. And Stephen A. Smith is a phenomenal talk show host.
Is there a question you ever asked where your guest was taken back?
It's a weird one too, man. Like most of the time, my guests are very open.
Yeah,
I do some pre-interview questions, and we use them differently. We don't put them on the actual show. But most recently, I asked one lady, there are two types of people in this world. Mm-hmm. What are they? And she's like, I honestly don't see the world like that. I said, okay, so you don't want to answer the question. She goes, no, I'm not comfortable with it. It surprised me because there's no right or wrong answer.
Sure.
Right. And that literally is the answer. Mm-hmm. Like if you don't see it that way, well, can we use that? But that's the only thing, man. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you recently, it hasn't dropped yet, but I'll let the cat out of the bag. Earl Charles Spencer, mm-hmm. which is Princess Di's brother. Mm-hmm. They would, we could not talk about certain things.
Probably, I could guess one of them.
At all, at all, not even the name.
Right.
And I respected that. So that wasn't like a weird thing. That was more of a boundary thing, and I respect it. And that's why I feel like my guests really open up on the show.
Yeah. Is there a couple people that you really want to interview? Let's say you have a Mount Rushmore. I love the word Mount Rushmore for some reason. Of 4 people, could do it nationally, or I think you pretty much touched on everyone locally except for Patrick Dearborn. we'll get him
on. So it would be Kevin Hart, Eminem, Taylor Swift, because she's an icon, dude.
Yeah.
Like everything she does blows up. And
is that something you really want to talk to though?
Oh, absolutely. We're society and culture.
Yeah.
So that's our, that does fit into our platform. Mm-hmm.
Try to get to know her, because I really don't know, like, if she's open. Who is Taylor Swift?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. She tells the story through her albums of what era she's really in, whether it's the
depression
era, or the
breakup,
or the redemption tours after she was hated on, but so much. So I just think she's a genius.
Because her lyrics are actually really dark. Because my daughter is a huge Taylor Swift fan, so I kind of studied some of the songs and the lyrics, and they're pretty dark.
No, she's been through some stuff, dude. She's been through some stuff. And then I would say, there's a bunch of famous other people that I want to interview, but I don't care who it is at the time, but a president. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on,
any past president. Or current?
I would love to interview Trump. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think the way your show is going, you're on your way.
Yeah,
so that might be sooner rather than later.
And the message too, right? I mean, we sit very neutrally, but a lot of people that are that type of demographic are really starting to come to the show.
Yeah.
But no, I'm actually going to be at Mar-a-Lago in December for an event with Big Dog Ranch Rescue. So that's,
with
like Barks and
Carlson.
So it's hey man, hopefully one day.
I think
so. Pretty neat.
Well, you're on your way there. You are the mecca of, like I said, to say Southwest Florida does it injustice, because you're on a national scale now.
I appreciate that.
But for you to make time, and I know you got to run, I would love to keep you and But we're gonna get you on the live.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We're gonna go.
Wednesday.
We're gonna go.
Exclusive news. 8 a.m.
Absolutely.
On Wednesday, we're gonna have the Sean French on our 239 live.
Appreciate it, man.
I'll let you run because I know you got another busy guy.
I got to go to another interview, but I appreciate you, man.
Likewise. Nice to meet you.
Thank you,
finally,
Pat.
in person.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And we got Jeff Delaney, I think, going to be joining us here. He's working the room here at a lot of people are asking. We're at the Lely Players Club. Thanks, Sean. Lely Players Club here in beautiful East Naples. They call it South Naples now, Tim, because East Naples used to be a dirty word, so everything is South Naples, but technically East Naples. But what a great event, huh? So many great speakers.
We're here, Pat. I don't know if you can scroll that mouse up to show. Remember, click on the box. Not that one. Nope. Click on the box. There you go.
There
buddy.
we go. We're back.
There you go, buddy.
How you doing, Tim?
These mics are popping today.
we want.
We're whispering a little bit because we
there's-
have a show over there.
There's other speakers speaking.
This event's great, man. It's
pretty cool,
it's
isn't it?
become a big thing.
Staple.
He's going to have another one in January, so we're going to be involved in that. And what I think I'm going to try to do is see if we can get some audio of the actual event, maybe a little bit of the speakers speaking. So people can pop up there
and see what's going on, because there's some amazing speakers. Jeff Delaney just spoke, Sean French.
Yeah.
Not sure who's speaking, but the whole lineup of people today, and pretty amazing. Some great stuff. Bryce Lawrence.
Yeah. I think you're probably going to want to get Jeff on here.
Yeah. I think Jeff.
We'll switch it back over to the event real quick. So it should just be hit the box. Yeah, there you go. We'll get Jeff.
Do you want to sing? Okay. Stand by. We're going to get Jeff Delaney in here for interview.
It's a little bit tight back in here. Hey, we're back. We got a kind of like a little bit of a whisper going on, but I just heard you speak, Jeff. This is a big event. What's up with you with that? Is it you do a great job in getting your message out?
Yeah, I would have liked to prep for that a little bit better. I was up in Orlando for business, and actually I got to get on a call in a little bit, but I ended up writing that on the plane coming back, and it got delayed, so I got in at like 12 last night. So.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, we know you've been in business here in Southwest Florida. You talked a little bit about your ups and downs and your battles. And, I think the big thing that Jeff talked about, which was really neat, was about don't always try to do it yourself. Like look at other people, or maybe reach out to other people and try to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah. I think my whole life I talk to people about, like, you want to get good at something, get a coach. You want to be better in sports, get a coach. You want to be, you need help losing weight, or, anything, you should get a coach. But back then when I was building the business,
you didn't get a coach.
I didn't get a coach. And, it's kind of one of those things where I look back and I thought what I was building was so different, and like nobody would be able to help me out. But one thing that kind of translates is business to business to business. Doesn't matter the industry, like the principles are the same. How you build your business, cost acquisition, COGS, everything that these guys are teaching here. I didn't have anybody teaching that, and you kind of learn as you go. And I had to go back and rebuild and restructure the company just to make sure that I could scale to the next level. And if I would have had a coach early, who knows? I mean, we're in a good spot, and I've done great, both companies, but man, if I'd had a coach, I would have been so much better.
Yeah. And I think that's why, events like this in Southwest Florida are so important, because, it's great to get like somebody that comes from another place to come in and speak. But I think it's much better if you have local people that and maybe bring one or two people in, from outside. But people have a lot of respect. Like John Huffman, for instance, yourself speaking, you are a business guy, you are involved. People like Ben Villa with his business. You got Adam with Elevation Marketing. These people are here in our county, and obviously we want to do business with people in our county. But to hear them speak and give them the story, I think it's very powerful.
Well, what's cool about it too is a lot of those guys are on the coaching call, and I sit on a call with John and Bryce and Adam and everyone that you just listed. And it's crazy hearing a lot of the stuff that they teach that just applies. And it's nice to see John and Bryce and just pouring into the people at an early state so they could just scale and grow. And it's not just about wealth. I kind of look at it as like, one, taking care of your health. I'm going to speak a little bit later about health as wealth or true wealth. A lot of people grind and they neglect their health through the process of
Guilty.
and and it's one of those things like that's early on. I started seeing so many people when I worked regular healthcare, critical care, on their dying bed, and I would see the entrepreneur that, you would be like, this guy has it all, the wealth, everything, but he's dying because he didn't take care of himself, so he can't even enjoy any of it. Or I had the guy that was the good husband and father, but he didn't take care of himself, and now he's dying at 62. And that was kind of the point that shifted for me was, like, it doesn't have to be that way, and you definitely can change the outcome, and the goal is to be able to live longer, live healthier, live better, and have a more fulfilled life, not just crush it in business, or just be able to kind of enjoy every aspect of your life and be there for your family.
Yeah, like a balance, I think. But
there's never balance, but you try to have balance. Yeah.
You know what is scary? I mean, like I'm 58 years old, and you go to the doctor and you get a little bit of, hey, you better start working on your your blood pressure, working on some of this, and it does get nerve wracking, because you have this like thought that you work to get to a certain point in your life, and then everything's going to be smooth sailing from then on. But you start getting there, and then health is, if you can't do anything unless you're healthy, that's the bottom line.
Well, and like I said, you end up spending a lot of money to get the health back, or try to get the health back, and sometimes it's too late. So, I try to urge people just be a little more proactive versus reactive.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about I know you do weight loss, you do hormone therapy, things like that. Tell us a little bit about what you do, because I know you do a lot of different things.
Yeah, so Nuviva Medical Weight Loss was my first company. It's more, helping men and women pretty much look, feel their best, as they go through nutrition, helping them with supplements, medications, just teaching them not only how to lose the weight, but how to keep it off for the rest of their lives, so they're not doing it over and over again. So that's, more a nutrition-based company, really teaching people the basic fundamentals of nutrition that most people were never taught. And then T Clinics USA, that's men, women, hormone therapy. That's one thing that changes as all of us age. And I would say, kind of like using analogies, if your hormones are low when you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to be better, be healthier, it's like having, an anchor in the water driving your boat, or you're in an IndyCar race with a flat tire. It's like things don't happen. So, it's a big part of how we feel and function. And the goal is to not only add years, but, quality years at the back end.
Yeah, I think that's the key. And I'll be honest with you, when I first started doing some treatments and things like that, I was very skeptical. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. God's made you to slow down a little bit, and when you get to a certain age, and things like that. But somebody kind of put a little bit of words in my mouth. They said, well, God also came in and said, there's some things we can do to help you stay a little bit fresh.
Yeah. Well, I always kind of say you can't stop the aging process, but you could slow it down.
Slow it down. Yeah. And I think that's important, because I'll be honest with you, I still feel really good. I get sore a little bit. Like I pick up a rock, and the next day I'm like, why am I sore? Because I picked up a rock. Little things. A lot different. But overall, I feel good. But I think, like you said, if you do not, or if you're not aware that your health needs some help, then I think that can really hurt you.
Well, I think a lot of people too, they wait till something comes up. They wait till the check engine light comes on. And, it's one of those things where I urge everybody is at least do your blood work once a year. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to know. They put a blind eye to it. And sometimes if you put a blind eye, when things do come up, sometimes it's too late.
Yeah, I think of it as like a car, right? Like you got a car that's running really good. You get the oil change, you maintain it. You take it in, you get it checked. And if you find something that's minor, it can be repaired. But if you've got several things wrong, and then you're trying to repair that car, it's a little bit tough.
And expensive.
Expensive. And then, so what would you suggest a guy that's 58 years old and maybe gets in, has testosterone's getting low, like 200, 300? What would you do?
So
what
usually,
would you suggest?
I mean, usually at that age, if you're past having kids, getting on some testosterone therapy but making sure it's balanced.
What's a
to
good
you.
number?
So
Everybody's a little bit different.
Your natural number, you mean?
Yeah, like what's like a normal number for a 50-year-old?
Probably in the 500.
Asking for a friend.
Well, so 400 to 500, but what's considered normal, they take that per the average population. If you look at the ranges now are much lower than they used to be, right?
I heard that.
So everything scales to the average American population. So if they say 250 to 900 is good, it used to be way higher than that. But what happens when most guys get close to 500 or under and free testosterone under 100, you have a lot of the clinical symptoms. You're tired, fatigued, losing muscle, can't sleep. And so, I kind of exist because regular healthcare won't treat it till it's clinically deficient sub 250. And then, okay, they're going to give you creams or gels or, that's not really the best.
What's cream do?
Yeah. So it's going to put your testosterone up, but it depends on how your body absorbs it. And you'll get a mediocre level at best and a lot of the side effects. So the goal is to be able to get the person specifically balanced, get you back to when you're 18, 19, 20, when it was good. We're not going supernatural because problems do lie. If you go too high, you take too much, it's going to create other problems. I always say we're kind of like a car. We go too high, we rev that engine everywhere we go. Blood gets thick or oil gets thick. We end up start redlining, the engine will eventually blow. So it's a matter of getting, you got to be very specific to the person. But we try to get most guys 8, 9, 1,000 at the low point. That's when you're 18, 19, 20. You feel good, energy good. I mentally feel like I'm 18.
Yeah.
Physically, osteoarthritically, maybe a little bit different from just being beat up, but
yeah, that's always one thing you always kind of think about, like, hey, how do I go back, but I think, like you said, I think the key thing, really, my personal opinion, is monitoring it, making sure you're getting checked regularly, making sure somebody's keeping an eye on you. And let me ask you this, like, what is something like that normally a normal client of yours, usually, what is it, pay range?
So I'm a fee-for-service clinic, just because a lot of times insurance is not going to cover it unless it goes sub 250, and sometimes they still won't cover it. Most of my clients, hormone therapy, or I do quite a bit of testosterone boosting therapy. So for my younger guys that have lower than normal levels, which I see a lot of younger, I used to see guys not until their 40s. Mm-hmm. Now I'm seeing guys in their 20 and 30s have level.
Do you think, because their natural level is low even? Why is that? Do we know?
So there's multiple reasons. Number
Processed
one,
food, things like that.
I think that's part of it. But one of the biggest one is we're sedentary. We sit on our phones. We sit on the computer. Yeah. We don't walk anywhere. Yeah. Like, it's the sedentary lifestyle allows our levels, and they start dropping. And so, for someone young, if you still want to have kids, we could use medications to tell the body, to tell the testes to make more test. And so a lot of times I try to do that first for the younger population. For the guys that are past a certain point, like, listen, the body's like the body.
Jeff's looking at me like, you're done.
Well,
bud.
Listen, the testes are only going to do so much after a certain point. So it's like, listen, I'm gonna make sure we fix the deficiency. We're just gonna put it back where it needs to be.
Yeah. No, yeah. So yeah. So you are seeing, like, young men coming in and they're low, and it's never been like that before, as nearly as the way it is.
I've been in this space,
and it makes sense.
I've been in the space 20-some years. I'm on hormone therapy now because I did things I probably shouldn't have when I was younger,
right,
to play sports, and my levels were super low, clinically deficient at like 20.
Yeah, let me ask you this question: once you start this, and once you start the therapy and you start these treatments, is there a way to get off, or will you go right back to where you were before for the most part?
So that depends on the person. So if you take a younger guy that has a decent level and you start replacing it, sometimes the testes kick down, and if they come back off, or like me, I took anabolic steroids. Mm-hmm. So when I came off, my levels were 70. Mm-hmm. I could have tried to recover them with certain medications, but I got up to 250. So it wasn't significant enough. So a lot of times you start a decline earlier than what you should. Now, take an older guy, 40, 50, if they're already low, you come off, you'll probably go back to where you were at, or maybe a little bit lower. But most guys that go on hormone therapy, once you replace it the right way, most guys don't want to come off because they feel good. Yeah, so, but it's just applications, kind of the poisons in the portion. So making sure that you're very specific to the person.
Hey man, that's great stuff. Good, such good information, and a lot of guys, I think it's a lot better now than what it was. And I'll be honest with you, when you go into the clinic, you're kind of like, do I really? But now it's like, hey, I'm taking what I need to do to keep me healthy.
It's more accepted now. Yeah. Back when I first got in, it was taboo.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about it. They're like, oh.
I mean, you can't get these guns like this, just naturally. No, but I do feel much better. But my big thing is like staying on the schedule because you have to.
So inconsistency creates other problems.
Yeah, see, I got to work on that. Because
I
mean, like I'll miss like a week.
Yeah, so you miss a week and now you hit a low. Sometimes estrogen goes too high, so you throw your body out of rhythm.
Oh shit. Okay, all right.
So get consistent.
Jeff got me all nervous again. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And again, anything that we can do and what you're doing in Southwest Florida is so big and impactful, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
Just here to help.
Yeah. We're going to get Derek Carlson, one of my faves, in here in just about 2 seconds. We'll come right back. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to BS. We're just going to BS it.
Hey, yeah, real quick. Introduce me as CEO and broker, not owner.
Okay.
Realty One Group.
All right, we're back. We got kind of like a little whisper going on. I got CEO and broker of Realty One Group MVP. Happens to be my broker.
Hey,
Derek, welcome to the show, buddy.
it is good to be here, Tim.
Yeah.
And like you said, we gotta use our whisper.
Yeah, whispering voice. We don't have a ton of people right now on the live because we usually go on from 8 to 10, so our numbers are down. But they get to see it.
Yeah.
So and we're on YouTube. And hey, a little bit about this conference we have here, or this seminar we have with John Huffman. Tell us a little bit about what you're getting from it. I know you have been a speaker in the past. Amazing speaker, amazing motivator. Tell us a little bit about the benefits of it.
The Speak Life conference is a game changer. It's actually completely changed Realty One Group MVP and the entire business model that we were running. Most small businesses, when they start, they build their business on trial and error. Okay, they don't know what they don't know, and that leads to a lot of pitfalls. A lot of wasted money, a lot of wasted time, a lot of sleepless nights, right? And I'll give you an example for me personally. I had a company called MVP Realty, which you're aware of. And I started that company with $500.
I know.
$500, right?
Amazing story.
And by 2022, that little engine that could, we ran it. It was a $2 billion per year sales volume. Out of 106,000 real estate offices, we were ranked number 87th overall in the country. In fact, we were the 7th fastest growing real estate firm in the entire United States.
Wow.
Well, life gets in the way. And for me in 2023, and you know the story, Tim, in June of 2023, I suffered 3 heart attacks in a week. Okay. When you build a business on grit and glory, outworking the competition with no systems, no processes in place.
Just grit.
Just straight up grit like I did, and you're sitting in that hospital bed wondering if you're going to live or not. The only thing I can think of is if I were to die tonight, this wonderful company of 1,300 realtors, $2 billion a year in sales volume, I told you the stats of where we ranked, would be gone in about 2 seconds. I would have left them a mess. Total devastation. This legacy that I thought I was built in, I built it on my own back.
It's on you.
So it freaked me out. I'm sitting there in a hospital bed saying, I need to fix this. So when you ask me what this conference did for me, I came to the first Speak Life event. It was actually Mind Your Business #1 about 2 years ago. I met Bryce Lawrence. I met John Huffman, the event host and coordinators of this, and I learned some things. I didn't even know what a KPI was. Mm-hmm. I had to Google it. Mm-hmm. and I learned obviously a key performance indicator. I didn't know my numbers. I didn't have systems. I didn't know about the book EOS or traction. So I immediately said I need to fix this for my family. So if I have another go around with getting sick again, I can obviously they can run it like not miss a beat, right? So even if I miss system and process. Mm-hmm. So I signed up with John and Bryce, and they immediately went to attack on my business. And just in a short 7-8 month period now that I've been working with them directly, it's changed everything. I'm not working 80 hours a week anymore. I'm letting my staff lead the company. And I'm getting to do the things I love to do, which is train agents, coach agents. But here's the thing. The foundation, they had to rip it down to rebuild it the right way from the ground up. So for all those small business owners out there, listen, don't leave your family with a mess. Life gets in the way. People pass away. You get sick. You get a stroke. You get a heart attack. Maybe you get a lawsuit that rocks you to your core. That doesn't mean your business has to stop. And if you have the things in place and you don't do it all in trial and error like I did the first 8 years, it's going to make life a lot easier for you to bounce back. So that's what this conference meant to me, is that now I have a strong foundation. We're now building the house. I've been working with these guys for about 8 months now, directly one-on-one every week, and it's been a game changer. I'm happier. I found joy back in my business. I don't have to do it straight up on grit and glory, and I don't have to do it alone. And I think that, us small business owners, we feel like we have to always do things on our own. Like, I don't know if it's a challenge that we throw out against ourselves, but we got to realize that there's people out there like Bryce Lawrence, like John Huffman, that are willing to lock arms with you because they spent more money on things trying stuff over the years, and they're more than willing to share those things, not only the things that work, but the things that didn't work. And so I'm just so blessed to be here today. And again, the entrepreneurs that I've met along the way in that room are just amazing. And again, I feel like I found my tribe.
Yeah. Without a doubt, because you are just a natural leader guy.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you that looking from the outside in, I have had my own brokerage as well, and looking from the outside in, you're always the guy that's out in front, right?
Yeah.
So you're the guy that's leading. So you never know there were anything, not that was really wrong. It's
Challenges.
It was just go. You're just a forward going guy.
We're prideful, and I think what happens is if you show, we're afraid to show weakness when you're a leader.
Of course.
And you don't want to show that weakness, but we hurt, we get sick, we get kicked in the face, we get punched in the stomach. And it's good to know that the first 8 years that I ran the business, I had nobody I could feel I can go to. I was reaching down and always lifting up people, realtors at the company, you know that. Who was lifting me up? Who was filling my cup? Yeah. And now I have Bryce Lawrence and John Huffman filling my cup. Yeah. And it's been a big difference because now, I could have a down week and John will say to me, you know what? It's not the end of the world. Here's how we're going to fix it. Here's what we're going to do about it. And he'll lift me up. Yeah. Where I've been doing that for other people for so long,
It's tough when people look to you and they walk in and and if you're a leader, you feel like it's on your shoulders. Yeah. One thing that I really been following you as far as, your life work balance, right? So I know for a fact, because you and I have a lot of the same things. We're big, huge New England anything.
Oh, yes.
The Pats are coming up. Can't wait. Well, I'm anxious to see how that's going to work out. Yeah, coming back.
They should have buried us. We're coming back.
Should have buried us, right? So you have a work-life balance. I see you do things probably like bucket list stuff with your girls.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at that and I'm like, hey, I need to be doing this. So instead of going to a concert that you don't really feel like going to, but you go there with joy and energy, and I think people forget you gotta balance that.
You have to balance, and I believe that life is made up of moments and memories, right? And even when they were younger, even when I didn't have money, I tried to create experiences for them. Most of the time, kids for Christmas, they get the toys, this, that, and this, and I would get them a couple toys, but I would always surprise them with a trip or concert tickets to see Taylor Swift, right? Are you a Swiftie, Tim? Are you a Swiftie?
Hey, listen, I've had to be a Swiftie because my daughter, and she's my daughter's 30 35 now. I'm like, Jesus, Taylor Swift.
The Taylor
I know
Swift.
Patrick is a Swiftie.
He's a Swiftie. I'm a
Whether
Swiftie.
he likes it or not. Hey,
But
I did the Britney Spears thing. I did the
Yep,
Justin
yep.
Bieber.
We
I did all that. Stuff.
You know, Katy Perry and
Yeah.
Ariana Grande. So so I created so for instead of Christmas getting them toys, which they'd have that experience one time, they'd play with it. Next thing you know, it's in the trash with everything else.
The box was more fun.
More fun, exactly. Game consoles. We started to decide when they were young to create experiences. And I will tell you, those experiences have led to a wonderful relationship with my daughters. I can honestly say that I experienced them growing up. I was there for them growing up, and we've bonded over Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because so it's a memory you'll always have together.
Moments and memories. Collect them.
Yeah.
Collect them.
Yeah, and we just went on a cruise, but it wasn't for me. It was for my in-laws' 80th cruise. I'd never been on a boat before, never been on a ship. We were really lugging them around, but it was a fun thing because, like, I've been on a cruise. I mean, I don't get too excited about, you know, the dancing in the foyer or whatever, but we'd roll them up and push them up, and they'd sit there and watch that, and they had tears coming out of their eyes thanking us for bringing them on the cruise. And now they want to go on another one.
You created a monster. I've done that with my listen.
Let's wait a while.
My parents, actually, my mom said to me just a couple days ago, she's like, I want to thank you because I take them everywhere.
Yeah,
we travel a lot together, and the relationship that my parents have with my daughters has been tremendous. But I will tell you, one of the biggest blessings in life is, you know, taking care of my daughters and being able to do things with them is cool. As cool is taking care of my parents, which are 77, 78 years old, and letting them come with us and being able to give them a life so they're not just stuck in their home in Naples, Florida.
I gotta
right?
do better. Yeah, my mom's up north, and I feel bad because she gets lonely. You know?
It gets lonely, man.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's been such a blessing to be able to let them come along and enjoy my kids, because here's the thing, they're not going to be around forever. And my daughters can honestly look back now because of the experience that we've had as a core group, my kids, my wife, and now my parents traveling together. My daughters are going to look back and say, I know the stories of my grandparents. I know I was with them. We got to experience them. And I got to tell you, some of their other grandkids are not, they can't say that, you know?
Yeah.
So
let me ask this question, and this is just totally different. Like, I know you work kind of like I do. How do you let your brain rest? I bet you haven't got that question.
I'm going to say like Patrick Dearborn, next question. No, I'm kidding. I'll answer it. One of the things
I can't, Pat. I can't, Pat.
One of the things that I do every day, it's a non-negotiable, is I have to work out. Okay, so whether it's 45 minutes, an hour, and sometimes it's just walking. I have to work out. I have to get that, because if I don't, I'm going to be a bear that day. Because at least here's the reason why. We're givers, okay? And we love to give, we love to help, we love to uplift people. And sometimes the day, no matter how much you give, can go sideways. I've put it in my head that even if I at least work out for 1 hour a day, and that's the only thing I get to do for myself, work on my health, because obviously I had some challenges. No matter how bad my day goes, at least I can say, you know what? In this area, it's a win. It's a win. And to me, that gives me peace. My life gets out of control when I feel like I give and give and give, and there's nothing left for me, and then the day still went bad.
Yeah.
So at least this is it's a balancing thing for me. I also like going, like I said, I love going to football games, the Bucks, Patriots games. I love going to concerts. And the other thing, and there's a lot of entrepreneurs that can say this, I love going to the movies.
I was there last night.
Because they tell you to shut your phone off for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's peaceful, you know?
Yeah.
So
no, those are some really good things, but I'm not a guy that can sit down and just like, I think my biggest problem is if I'm at home, I don't get to pull away. But if I'm like, as soon as I cross the county line, I'm a different person.
I don't think honestly, when you're an entrepreneur, I don't think there's a work-life balance.
Right.
I think what you can do is I think the balance for me, and I learned this because when I got a divorce and I got joint custody of my children, I had them 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off. We split custody of our kids. So when I had my girls, Dad was there. I was picking him up in the car
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
So
yeah.
so I would work, let's say, 40 hours that week. The weeks I didn't have my girls, I'd work 80.
Right.
So I continued that today, where I'll go hard for a month straight. Then I'll taper it off for a week and a half, 2 weeks. You know, I'll go on a trip.
It's almost like you reward yourself for that. You know,
Exactly.
I know that. I do that during football season.
That has become my work-life balance. I can't do a 9 to 5 and get home and shut it down at 5:30 at night.
Right.
But I can go work 14-hour days for a month and then take a week and go do something, or scale it back for that period of time. And that's become my work-life balance.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think, I'll be honest with you, when you work, it's always like when you're going out of town, you know you're going out of town the week before, you like get a lot of things done.
It's crazy.
So I think that's kind of like me personally, I enjoy myself when I'm on my little break, when I know I busted to get there. You know?
It's funny, like you said, and I got to tell you, just from watching the realtors at the company, most of them are all of a sudden the deals start coming in when they're on vacation.
Oh, always.
You want to get a deal?
Yeah.
Go out of town.
And then you're
go
like,
on vacation.
then your family's looking at you, and you're looking at your phone, and you're like, oh, because people don't realize, like, real estate, you got to take it when it is, because it doesn't last.
Yeah,
you know?
and at the end of the day, some advice for any realtor that's listening: reward your family. Like, remind them why you're doing it. And here's how I would reward my kids. There's two different things. Realtor A, dad's on the phone 80 hours a week, not paying attention, and they don't know why. All they know is dad's ignoring them. Realtor B tells the kids, hey, listen, dad needs to be on the phone 80 hours a week, but here's the deal. If dad gets 4 closed transactions this month, we're going to Disney World. And every time I get a closed transaction, I'm going to put a little star on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Guess who's going to be pushing you to get that 4th star?
Yeah,
The kids, right? Because you incorporated them into the goal.
Yeah. When you make that call. And somebody told me, they said every closing, big, small, short or tall, go have dinner with the family.
So
they know that the reward is worth it, you know, or there's a reason for it.
Yeah, you have to celebrate the wins, no matter how big, no matter how small.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Well, thanks, Derek.
Thank you,
It's
man.
good. Obviously, hey, listen, you got to come on the live whenever you want to come on the live.
Love it.
You got carte blanche. We've been kind of having some days to do this. Like, usually we do 8 to 10 Monday through Friday, but you know, we do these shows. I'm going to see you Wednesday.
Yes.
I'm going to get him cranked up on Wednesday morning, and then I'll shoot over next Wednesday, right?
Nice.
20,
August 20th.
20th.
MVP
I can't wait.
Day 2.
Yeah, over at Nabor.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure you're there, MVP gang.
Yep.
And a lot of people I need to meet there, and looking
It's
forward
gonna be
to
great.
it.
We've got some great keynote speakers at that.
Yeah.
National speakers are coming in, and it's our 1-year anniversary for Realty One Group MVP.
Yeah,
so I'm going to love to see you there.
Yeah, I can't wait. You do some big things, and I just enjoy it. And I will tell you, like, listen, I've had my own brokerage. I've worked at other brokerages. I'm kind of a self-sufficient guy, but your support and people that I've ever asked anything for, you know, we have great processes and systems at Realty One Group MVP, and it's fantastic. You know,
Thank you, Tim.
You know how like you pay those fees on certain things, like I do every month, minimal.
Yeah.
But you don't feel bad about doing it, and then you pay those fees. You're like, why am I paying this?
Exactly.
So I wanted to commend
I
you, and
appreciate
you
that.
guys have been great. And, you know, hey, if you want to come on, we're gonna start ramping that up too.
No, I'd love that, and
Yeah.
let me be a part of that. Anything I can do to help you ramp up that side of the business, I'm all in.
Yeah, just as I say, I got to slow down. I'm ramping things up.
What are we gonna do, Tim?
Derek,
we're not gonna retire. Come on, we'll be bored. We're gonna be bored.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's
life is good.
Life is real good.
Thank you, my friend. I
Thank you,
appreciate it
brother.
always. You
Thank
are inspiration. Thank you,
Tim.
I'm going to go to the event real quick, and we'll be right back.
Stuff.
Yeah, mics are live.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me put these on.
Get the sign too.
Awesome, brother. That's good.
Yeah, that's fun. Super fun.
I gotta learn all this stuff, guys. I got a whole podcast. I don't even know how to use it.
back live here at Lely Players Club. Get guests rolling in. What's up, Timmy? It's getting loud in here.
What's up, Patrick?
Looks like everyone's got their coffee kicked in. It's getting loud.
You know, we had Patrick Dearborn on. We had did Joe Cabbage come on?
I haven't seen Joe Cabbage.
Joe Cabbage. He's
Patrick Dearborn.
I mean, look on the right over there. You can scroll. Just take the mouse pad and scroll down right there. So scroll up. You can actually do it with your finger there. Like put it on the letters, and then scroll it up. Just with your fingers, go like this, Pat. No, just go like this on the. Yeah, okay. we gotta get you used to the computer, but no. So
I didn't see Joe Pavich on. Let's see if
we got
Patrick Dearborn. But
hey, this is
Carlson,
this is an amazing event. They're taking a little break here. We are live. We're going to be live till about noon. Yeah. So we had a great interview with Derek Carlson. What an inspiring guy. And then obviously Jeff Delaney.
A great
amazing.
Guy.
Trying to get the health squared away.
You got a lot of free health pointers. I saw you were picking.
I need like stuff. anything for like somebody who's my age. 38.
You're all in. Best looking 38-year-old in the building.
Yeah, 38 years old.
Talk about like coming out to these events, Tim. What does that mean for you? Like to
I mean, it's a lot of work. Yeah. I will tell you, just because you're setting up the equipment, you're just trying to make things look decent. But I think just getting out and talking to everybody in the crowd is great.
And it's a lot of great entrepreneurs here.
Yeah,
different backgrounds. We got a couple people here on deck. Financial planner, Gina, realtor. So
yeah, Gina's over here. I don't know. Do you want to bring somebody on, or who you got?
Promised,
who you got
Andy. He was going to be.
He's
next.
Andy in the Brown.
I'm
gonna go grab him.
If you want,
when you're ready,
to do that, and then Gina, about 10-15 minutes. Is that okay?
Yep. He's gonna come on, and then we're gonna get
Gina in the bullpen, and
that's Andrew.
Andy Andrews. Yes.
Okay, Andy Andrews. I'll go grab him real quick.
Actually, John Huffman made a point that we have to interview him.
That's good. John Huffman speaks. We listen.
Yeah, that's right. That's the boss. We want to hear from you if you guys have any questions or comments in the audience. Let's see if we can give a little sneak peek of how things look out there. A little bit of a break right now. Mr. Andy Andrews.
Yes, sir.
Is this the bio up to date? Oh, it's not up to date, but kind of rough synopsis, pretty close. Just want to make sure. Probably turn it up just a tad more, Tim, if that's okay. Yeah, just a tad.
I think number 2 is loud, right?
Testing. Hello. Yeah.
I think we're good. Yeah,
we're good.
So I was just telling Tim that I was talking to John Huffman, and we kind of had a list of who we wanted to talk to, and asked him who he wanted us to bring on, and you were one of the first people he mentioned. So, as Tim said, John Huffman speaks. We listen. So, the people definitely listen. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know financial planner.
Yeah, multiple roles. First, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
So,
if you want to just talk in the mic a little bit closer.
Yeah, originally from Jacksonville, Florida.
I saw that. Seminole,
yeah.
We won't hold that against you, but that's
appreciate
okay.
That. Left for the Army at 19.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. 6.5 years active, 3 years in the Guard, and I was in Afghanistan, started opening IRAs for soldiers, kind of stumbled into my passion.
Open IRA for soldiers?
Yeah, I was helping people with their investments while I was in Afghanistan.
That's amazing.
So, thanks.
And how long have you been overall in financial planning as a profession?
11 years.
11 years. Talk about how long have you been involved with John Huffman?
I'd say the last 2 years.
Last 2 years. Talk about what this type of event, what John Huffman does something for a young entrepreneur like yourself.
Man, my brother and I also own another business. We have an automotive shop. We're down here sponsoring as well. We're going to launch in Naples next year. But being around other businesses, coaching other businesses, most of them fail because they don't understand the things that John and Bryce both talk about, right? The plumber has a great craft. The baker opens a bakery, cooks great cookies, but they don't understand the financials. They don't understand how to run a business. So just watching what John and Bryce do, right? And then there's so many influencers online selling coaching courses, but they've never even done it. So the fact that we can talk to these two guys that are actively doing it, that have built their own thing, and then are willing to share with us, I think is incredibly impactful.
Yeah. Anyone here in particular you're looking forward to hearing speak? I know there's some great speakers, but probably heard them all too.
John never disappoints with who he brings out.
Yeah.
But always happy to hear John and Bryce. Really enjoyed what Sean French shared this morning.
Yeah, Sean French is great, and his podcast. is just absolutely taken off. I mean, he's going to a whole new stratosphere with what he's doing. And a great lead this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's always insightful. We're all in our own foxhole, so to speak, fighting. And you think you get caught up and you're like, I'm the only one having adversity. And so every time you come to this, you hear other guys and what they're facing, what they've been through. And you're like, oh, that's right. One, I'm not alone. And two, there's hope.
Is there an adversity story you'd like to share that you kind of got stuck in the mud or something, had to persevere through, and got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I was kind of a workaholic. Didn't really enjoy hobbies and just was all about work, not about my fitness, not about my faith, not really about my family. Had a shake up at work. They asked me to step down, move to Florida, and now I've launched my own independent practice. I've started Andy's Auto in the last 2 years, just grown closer to God in my faith, and that has just been amazing. And so now it's a much more well-balanced life, full of fulfillment and a lot more peace and less stress.
How many employees?
We're up to 10 employees in Jacksonville.
Employees. Wow, that's impressive.
Thank you.
Jacksonville Jaguars fan?
We are, yeah.
Yeah. They're, I guess not the worst franchise. They're kind of like that middle of the road franchise that just can't get over the hump.
My saying is, ladies, if you want a loyal man, find a Jaguars fan.
There's probably like 6 of them out there, so you're in good company. What's your top 3 favorite Jaguar players of all time?
Ooh, has to be Fred Taylor.
Oh, definitely Fred Taylor.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Okay.
And then
going all running back.
Yeah, probably pick up Brunell because just
Mark
everything
Brunell,
he did.
Yeah, what he did. I mean, did he? I know he got him to an AFC Championship game, but never quite to a Super Bowl, right?
No, it's the darn New England Patriots both times.
Yeah, that '96 team. That was the Bledsoe team too. That
that
they could get over the hump. Talk about someone that is looking to invest and has, let's say like a couple $100,000. What do you kind of suggest where to put their money in?
Yes, I do have to be a little delicate just being licensed and regulated. I can't exactly speak to some of those things just on air and blanket advice. But I will say most people that I talk to, they go, hey, I'm an average Joe. I'm no whale. That's typically exactly who we work with. Most people just need a financial plan. They need to look at the overall of everything, not just trying to pick what the next hot stock, right?
Yeah.
Just like a diet plan. You don't want to go keto. You don't want to go carnivore for 60 days and think that you're going to change your life. It's often very boring. Live on less than you earn and try to update your plan and where you're at the day and where are your goals and try to draw that map for yourself.
Let me ask you, I don't know if you can answer this, but would you rather, if you had to invest in one or the other, crypto or the stock market? And say the money has to sit there for 5 years.
Yeah, I would say crypto's a newer technology that's out there, so we're a little limited on discussing and making recommendations on that, but genuinely look at the stock market's got decades of history.
Yeah, well, it's totally different. Yeah. Well, spread it around, right? If you could. You got you. Tim says, don't put anything in there you can't lose. Yeah. But Tim's done pretty well with crypto itself. Anything you want to promote that you got going on, where they can find you, social media?
Yeah, social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're not on TikTok or anything of that. Pretty big on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, LinkedIn's great.
Always out in the community and very low, and I would say even no pressure. So if you want to have a conversation, I'm not really worried about how much you have in the bank. I'm not like the guys on Fifth Avenue where you need $1 million to talk to me. Anybody can get an hour of my time. So
I got about $18 in my account. You think I get your time?
Absolutely.
All right, sounds good. Well, we appreciate having you on. Appreciate meeting you in person, and go enjoy the event.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you. I know Tim's all in on crypto. I wouldn't say all in, but I know you're a big crypto guy.
Appreciate it.
All right, we are back here at the Lely Players Club. John Huffman Speaks workshop, and to the left of me, I got Miss Gina. I would butcher your last name, Gina. I can never say it.
Gina Garino.
Garina.
Yes,
Okay.
Garino.
Of Gina.
Garino Group.
The Gina Garino Group.
John R. Wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know Indiana, Chicago, and Naples.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about some of the highlights so far of this event.
Yeah. No, it's been truly inspiring, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of something stick out in particular so far that you've heard?
Yeah. Just, being with like-minded business owners here is just really been truly incredible, listening to their stories and how they've come to where they are now.
Is this the first time you've been at a John Huffman Speaks event?
Yeah.
Okay, amazing, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit about what you got going on, because rumor is Naples, Florida is kind of going to be home possibly for you.
Yeah. My two older sons are taking charge of our Northwest Indiana business, and so my youngest son and I are focusing more down here for the time being and seeing where it's going to lead us.
Talk about the difference in the real estate market in Southwest Florida and in the Midwest right now.
Oh my gosh, it's
kind of went opposite ways to what it was
absolutely
a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Well, I have like a really nice niche there in Northwest Indiana. So we're just outside of Chicago. So that is absolutely booming right now. Booming. Yes.
But like,
the prices are still.
How would you compare it to the booming of Southwest Florida in 2021, 2022? Obviously, COVID was an X factor, and a lot of people wanted to move down here. But when you say booming, on like what scale compared to?
Yeah, I mean it's not like 2021, but we're still consistently selling. We're putting homes on the market, and they're selling very quickly. Within a week usually.
And why is that Indiana kind of a hot spot now?
Well, I mean, you can still commute to Chicago, and the taxes are much less.
That helps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That helps.
So, definitely.
And how long have you been in real estate?
If I tell you, then you'll know my age.
A long time.
A long time.
Yeah. You're a veteran of real estate. We'll just say we'll just say that.
Exactly.
Talk about like some of the adversity and selling in Southwest Florida. I guess you'd say it's a buyer's market now, correct?
Yeah, it's looking to be that way. However, sellers still aren't willing to just drop.
Right.
A lot of them are taking them off the market temporarily until things turn around. So, chances are, it's always an roller coaster.
Cycles.
Right.
How long do you see it staying like this? Because I've heard anywhere, some people say until next season, some people say maybe 2 more years.
Yeah.
What's your?
It's really a guess at this point.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm very optimistic with things changing. With our world, with the interest rates, with everything. I'm very optimistic about it. Turning around in the next year. I would say for sure. I'm hoping this season. To be honest, obviously.
How many listings are there out now compared to like a year ago? Is it starting to?
It's so many more now.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about rentals? Like you see rental. I've seen rentals going down.
Yes, and that was huge because I was renting actually when COVID happened.
Okay.
And moved back to Chicago, and then came back like a year later, and my rent went from $3,500 to $12,000 a month.
Hold on,
same unit, $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
To $12,000 a month.
To 12 in one month, basically.
No.
Just
In
next,
like 9 months.
Okay.
Of like 2021 to
So,
the end of
so
2021.
basically 4 times what you were paying.
That's when I said, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have
But-
to buy
yeah.
in this high market.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you're just throwing money away
Exactly.
at rentals.
I had to like put my hand over the sales price. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot be buying this for this much.
What's some of your favorite communities in Naples to sell or for leisure? Like a couple
Yeah.
communities that kind of stand out to you.
Yes. Well,
There's a lot of them.
yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I mean,
A lot of nice ones.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. I mean, I love Pelican Bay.
Sure.
I actually, my little villa is in the Isles of Collier. That's a
Very nice community.
Very great community. Yeah. And
Wow.
Lamborghini now outside.
Amazing. That had to bring the property values up a little bit, having a Lamborghini dealership down the street.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. Well, this is
Well,
great.
Tim will attest to this. That part of area, about 15, 20, certainly 25 years ago, that East Naples area where there was a go-kart track, that was not a good part of town. And now you got Isles of Collier, Treviso Bay, Lamborghini. I mean, it's amazing the transformation.
I know. I saw we have an event there coming up for Greg.
Yeah. He's hosting for Naples
Yeah.
City Lifestyle. Yeah, Nick Del Negro, good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got the cover shoot coming out first week in September
Right.
at Estia. Yeah, Larry Love's gonna be on the cover at the fashion
I
issue.
saw that.
Yeah, big pool party on Sunday too. I don't know if you heard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, are you coming out?
I'm hoping to.
Okay,
Yes.
that'd be great. Yeah, 3 to
Yes.
7 at the Perry Hotel.
Yes.
Anything else you want to kind of close with, lead with? Anything you want to promote?
No.
No? What's your favorite restaurant? I know what it is personally, but give a plug to your favorite restaurant.
We have to be quieter.
We have to be a little bit quiet,
We
yeah.
have to be a little quieter.
You got real quiet in the room
I
already.
know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I love Molto.
Yeah.
Is pretty much my favorite, and I mean, there's so many good ones.
There is a lot of good ones. Yeah.
But Molto is probably my favorite.
It's your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time there.
That's what I hear. Well, all right, we'll let you run. Go enjoy the event. We appreciate you coming out. Look forward to working more with you. and
Yes,
talking more.
likewise. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.